Oh, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Booda, back in the building for another DISGAEA RPG video, and this is not a subject that hasn't been talked about before. I actually learned about this through the help of other players, as well as going to search for other DISGAEA RPG YouTubers, since they've made videos on how effective it is to take one of the biggest L's that DISGAEA RPG offers, and that is the death count of 5,000 characters. I must say, DISGAEA RPG turned something that may make you very sad. Your characters just keep dying over and over again, and they've turned it into a W. Because I want you to pay attention specifically to Noel. As soon as she's up to the plate right here, you just saw that huge, massive AOE heal at the start of turn. Noel's ability specifically gives your team HP recovery based on Noel's max HP. Now, if you're brand new, you're wondering, you stumble across this video without doing a lot of extra research, you're wondering how the heck are you healing for about 20,000 HP right there, which is still significant for me at rank 14, and probably will stay significant for me as I continue to bring Noel to the party. If you've done some of the event, which I am currently grinding right now, and you did pick up Noel, you're like, how the heck are you healing for that much? My Noel's doing like 200 in heals each time. Well, that's because I have a specific item that's related to what I described in the beginning of this video. We're going to take a look at exactly what I'm talking about. If we look at Noel's equipment, I have an armor piece on her called the Muscle Dream. Now take a look at this HP stat. This is a level 1. I think it's about a rank 20 something item, 23, 26. It's got a very high rank stat, but it gives 165,000 HP roughly at level 1. I think at max. Yeah, at max level 180, you're getting around 400,000 health added to your character. I'm looking at the JP DISGAEA wiki, and it says at level 1 it's only given about 120,000 HP, but in game we can clearly see that mine is giving 165, so I'm not sure why there is that discrepancy. But regardless, whether you're at 120, whether you're at 160, moving up into the 400,000, that's an insane amount of HP boost that you can get very early on in the game. This is not an end game item if you do this specific technique, and I'm going to show you how to farm this item relatively quickly. I've seen a couple guides. Shout out to Gotcha DISGAEA RPG, as well as Legions Gaming. I watched a couple of their videos to kind of piece together how I was going to approach this death grind, and the easiest way to do it is going to Item World, which is this section in the Events tab. You unlock it as you progress further in the story, I think during episode 2 at some point. If you're wondering what Item World is, it's where you take your specific items to level them up. Let's say I pick just a stick, which we're selected on right there. I would hit go to Item World, and it takes me into that item's world, literally, where you can progress through about 100 levels in order to get your item level from 1 to 180, which gives you that difference in stat boost. If you're watching this early enough in your DISGAEA RPG career, your login bonus will give you the Red Beast, which we can see is a rank 13 item right there. This is going to give you enemies that are strong enough to one-shot a team of level 1 prinnies. Yes, that is right. So if I click Red Beast, which you will have at the very start of the game, go to the Item World, I made this team called Sacrific, because there weren't enough character spaces for me to put Sacrifice. But I took the first 5 prinnies that the game gave me, put a team together in order to do this death grind. You've got your Red Beast, you got Item World unlocked, you've got your 5 level 1 prinnies. We're going to take them into battle, and here we go. Now, another very important part of this strategy is maximizing the time spent during each clear. You can change your settings to skip all of the battle animations. That's the key to making this process as quick as possible. If you go to menu, settings, you can then change your settings to skip skill animations altogether. And that's going to give you seconds of time, which over the course of hours adds up, and that's what gives us this auto clear time of about 10 seconds. And what you want to do to avoid actually getting stopped right here is just put the game into auto right there, which will keep the screen moving. It'll keep the game moving in order to take out your team, wipe out your team, and there's 5 deaths right there. I'm going to hit retry, and we're going to count together, right? We got about 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. It's about a 10-second cycle with this exact strategy right here, and that gives you 5 deaths. So 5 deaths every 10 seconds. You're looking at about 2.5 to 3 hours of grinding straight if you literally just keep tapping the screen. As I'm doing, it's really not that bad of a grind. Now, obviously, if you don't have 3 hours to just sit around, watch a program, or do some work, and also keep your finger readily tapping right here in order to continue this grind, it's still not even that tedious. It's going to get done a lot quicker than you think because it's so mindless and easy to do. Anytime you find yourself in a lull state where you can have an extra hand on your phone while you focus on something else, this is a great grind to get done as early as possible so you can take advantage of Noel being a free character you grab from the event that we were playing at the beginning of this video, Magical Holy Night. And all you need is 1 character. You can see I've only picked up 1 Noel because I am grinding very casually. I'm not speeding through this game. I'm taking my time with it, trying to learn it. So even with just 1 copy of Noel plus this Muscle Dream item, you can get her healing for just an insane amount. Now, let's say you get the death count of 5,000. You do your 3-hour grind. What you're going to do now is go to the Nether Hospital. This is where we're going to pick up our items because you can see you get rewards for things like total damage taken, total members defeated, and total party wipeouts. Now, here's what we're focusing on here, right there. The total members defeated, target 5,000, gives you the Muscle Dream. It also gives you other item unlocks along the way. It gives you things like Muscle Victory at, 3,500 deaths, and Muscle Ace at 2,500 deaths. I also have those equipped to Noel. We're going to look at her ability right here. Holy Saber, all allies heals by 6% of max HP when a turn begins. That's what makes this strategy so good. And you can see for her equipment, I have all 3 of the aforementioned equipment on her. The Muscle Dream gives her that 165,000. Muscle Victory gives her another 67,000. And then Muscle Ace gives her a nice little 17,000 to top it off. Altogether, giving her a 278,000 HP stat. 6% of that, you're seeing that 19k to 20k heal at the beginning of every turn when she shows up. Again, big shout out to Legions Gaming and DISGAEA RPG for the tips and tricks that I just kind of took both their videos and stitched some of the advice they give together in this video, the settings and the reason why it is in your best interest to farm that Muscle Dream item. That plus Noel gives you this team heal, team AOE heal that's going to be so useful for, I think, a very long time and maybe even further. Just the fact that you can pick all of this up completely for free, getting that event Noel, then doing this relatively quick grind for an incredible item. I mean, if we look at it, it is a rank 27 item. So that is a very, very highly rated item that you can get so early on. I wanted to make sure and throw this video up. There are a ton of videos explaining this process, explaining why this item is so useful already. But in case you haven't seen them, this is just the first video you're stumbling on. Wanted to make sure it was out there to help any people trying to get into DISGAEA RPG. So cool, so happy I did it. And man, it's paying off. It was totally worth it. Thank you to everyone giving your advice on the internet. I'm going to link those channels I mentioned before in the description below. Tell me, do you have this? Are there other things that I didn't mention and that I could do to even make a strategy with Muscle Dream even better? I'm excited. I'm enjoying this game still. We got our nice little sacrificial printies roaming around on the screen there. So shout out to them. And that's all I got for you this time, guys. So until next time, work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.